Welcome! We are the Fortman Foundation, and our mission is to identify and assist racial/ethnic minorities with becoming well-adjusted and fully contributing members of the workforce through financial literacy, community outreach, and entrepreneurship. Our vision is to provide a spiritual anchor for young adults. Throughout this series, you will have a 5-minute video summary of each of our Gear Up articles that will touch on different topics pertaining to the young adults, which include financial freedom, spiritual disciplines, mental health, relationships, and eternal perspectives. Now, let's dive right into the article.
Girl, what are you doing?
I'm about to go and take my licensing exam. I'm really stressed, and then I also have to close a business deal later. There's just too much to do.
Girl, do you ever have fun?
I'll worry about that later, but since you don't look like you have anything to do, I'm gonna send you this video to watch, okay?
Okay.
Anyways, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
During today's segment, I want to go ahead and talk to you about different ways in which you can grow your net worth. And let's go ahead and dive right in. So the first question we should start asking yourself is, what is a net worth? Well, a net worth is an asset minus a liability. So in simpler terms, we can consider it as something that you owe minus something that you own. An asset is usually anything that can be converted into cash. So that could be a tangible item and or a service that can be converted clearly to cash. However, a liability is usually something you owe to a person and or an institution, and you usually have to pay them back immediately. However, our goal here is to lead you into financial freedom, and the way we can do that is by increasing your net worth and always keeping you away from a negative net worth. As we continue to talk about the ways in which we can increase your net worth, let's go ahead and put it into perspective once again. So we want to increase your net worth while decreasing the amount you owe to anyone. So let's talk about multiple streams of income. So different ways in which you can receive income would be through being an employee. Usually being an employee can consist of you being a full-time employee and or part-time employee. And in these positions, you can receive specific benefits, all of which you can go ahead and use for your own life and financial stability. Then we have self-employment, which basically means that you are your own boss and you're self-employed. Then you have a system of businesses. So what that consists of is a business that can be run with and or without you, so it can be self-sufficient. And then we have forms of investment. So investment is just the way in which we make our money run for us. How is it working for me throughout the time in which I'm doing other things? So for example, investing in the stock market or having rental properties, you can always receive some form of net growth within these forms of revenue. However, that's what we're here for. We're here to guide you into that right direction. Adding value. So how do we add value to anything in general? Well, the best resort would be to exchange time for money. The goal is to always increase your value and have a higher earning. Therefore, that will then allow you to have good forms of income and also master your forms of revenue and also increase your mastery and understanding what financial freedom really is. Let's talk about simple ways in which you can increase your assets. So remember, assets are anything that can be converted into cash, right? Liabilities are things that you owe. So what are your hobbies? Do you enjoy having rental properties? Do you enjoy managing rental properties, or investing into the market, or just enjoy having art pieces? Remember, the goal is to always understand whether or not your assets are depreciating or appreciating with time. That's the only way we can actually tell whether or not you will be financially literate and free in the future. So the goal is to, say for example, have an art piece that with time can grow more money. It would increase, cause more investment. As we continue to talk about all the different ways in which we can increase our net worth, let's talk about adding value. So, adding value consists of an exchange for time and money. The more value you put to yourself, the higher the earning it would be in forms of income. So, the goal would be to make sure that you understand what your services are and how you can go ahead and exchange it for cash. Furthermore, this would also indicate and allow you to have a better lifestyle and feel financially free. There are ways to increase your net worth. So let's go back to the main topic. One, we want to increase our net worth and reduce our liability, right? So let's start honing in and focusing on items that we enjoy and or hobbies. So say for example, you enjoy artwork. With time, if you are able to preserve the art piece, it can increase in value. Therefore, it would be an appreciating asset. However, if you purchase a car in 2010, let's say for example, and you didn't really take care of it, you had a car accident and your car is completely damaged, that will be a depreciating asset. Why? Because you haven't increased the value of it. Matter of fact, you actually destroyed the item in itself. So we have to continue to think about different ways in which we can increase our forms of revenue and also create more appreciating assets, increasing liability and paying them off. So your job is really to understand who you owe, what you owe, and eventually pay them off. The goal is to reduce and eliminate that form of liability, and that can include forms of loans, mortgages, student loans, credit cards. That would be a perfect way in which you can, one, understand what you owe, and two, different ways in which you can pay them off. Also, consider different ways in which you can decrease your expenses. It's unnecessary for you to purchase everything you see, and it would also help you learn different ways in which you can save your money. You should also consider ways to invest your income. So once again, the perfect example is through stocks or compound interest. And that would be a great form of streams of income to you and also your future family. Furthermore, let's go ahead and talk about maximizing your retirement. So usually when you are employed, most companies have retirement plans. And if they do, you should start maxing out those retirement plans for your own benefit. And also look on different ways or different platforms in which you can increase your form of future income.
We hope that you enjoyed this summary and that you can apply everything that you learned from here today. Check us out at www.theforemanfoundation.org for access to all of our Gear Up articles. If you are benefiting from all of our resources on here, feel free to share with a friend, a coworker, or a family member. It is very important to understand that the topics covered in all of our modules should be applied in the context of relationships, eternal perspectives, spiritual disciplines, financial freedom, and mental health. Finally, we want to leave you with these 5 important questions that will change your life. Do you have a spiritual belief? To you, who is Jesus? Do you think there is a heaven and a hell? If you die right now, where would you go? If what you believe were not true, would you want to know? Join the movement now and take charge of your life. We hope you have an awesome day. See you next time.